Hi everybody, this is Kevin and welcome back to another video. And today I would like to go through my 2024 PlayStation wrap-up and reminisce on all the great games I played throughout the year. Now these things are always interesting to go through because you'll look back on a game you played in January and February and think to yourself, there's no way I played that game this year. That had to have been 2 years ago. But it just goes to show you how quickly the years go by, at least nowadays. As you get older, the years just fly by, but I'll also do another video on the Nintendo wrap-up, or whatever they decide to call it. As of recording this video, they haven't released that yet. I don't have an Xbox, so I'm not doing one on that. And as far as PC games, I don't use Steam. I just get my games from GOG, the few games I do get on PC. So I'll do one other video just sort of reminiscing on all the other games I played throughout the year because most of my time is on the PS5, but I did play a couple of PC games as well as Fake Grand Order, so we got to talk about that again as well. But anyway, let's take a look at this, my PlayStation wrap-up. You know, why do I have Sid from Final Fantasy VII as my profile picture? I'm pretty sure I have Artoria from the Fate series. I think Fate Extella. I made her my profile picture on the PS5, so I don't know why the hell Sid is there. But drink your goddamn tea. Let's go. Come on, Shira. So, like, this is an example right here. How the hell? Trails of Cold Steel 3? I thought that was like 2 years ago. That was earlier this year. And it says I played 22 games. I played close to like 30 games throughout the year, but like I said, most of it is on the PS5. One game I played on the Nintendo Switch, and then a couple games on the PC, and then Fate Grand Order, which is on my tablet. But it has it broken down with 6 PS5 games and 16 PS4 games. That makes sense. I still have so many PS4 games, and why not just play them on the PS5 if I have it? But yeah, my first game, Trails of Cold Steel 3, January 1st. I believe I started Trails of Cold Steel 3 at like the end of December, so I was knee-deep in Trails of Cold Steel 3, working my way through the entire Trail series. I've already talked about the Trail series to death, so if you want to hear more, check out those videos. Let's scroll over here. I think this is supposed to be better on the app or whatever, but it's cool that they have a lot of Astrobot, and good for PlayStation, Astrobot winning Game of the Year. That's what was probably the most deserving of all the nominees. But, what's that thing? The PlayStation Portal? Now, notice pretty much every game here is a Falcom game. Wait, what's that? The PSN... What's this? Check it out. The PSN game you played more than any other is Kingdom Hearts HD 1.5 plus 2. Well, that's because there's like, what, 5 or 6 games there? There's Kingdom Hearts 1, Chain of Memories 2, Birth by Sleep, Dream Drop Distance. There's like 5 or 6 games on there, so that's why. But yeah, my most played game was Trails of Cold Steel 4, which is kind of surprising. I would have thought Trails into Reverie would be my most played game. But you see, 189 hours, 186 hours. Followed by Ys 8, Lacrimosa of Dana, which look forward to my review of that shortly. I finished that game back in November, but the whole month of December has been crazy. Ever since like Thanksgiving until New Year's, my work schedule is just crazy. So this review is recorded. It's just a matter of me uploading it, and this video is easier to upload right now. But this game was great too. So Trails of Cold Steel 3. This is another 100-something hour long game, but I must have only played 74 hours in January because half the game I played in December. And then Star Ocean: The Second Story R. So this is pretty crazy too. As for the trophies, I got the Platinum in Ys 8 and Star Ocean, but the Trails games, you gotta play them twice to get all the trophies. But I did pretty well. And look at the playtime. Crazy, man. But yeah, I played this game twice as Claude and Reina. I did a review of all these games, and then Ys 8, that'll be out shortly, so look forward to that. Unsurprising. And as for this, you know, it's kind of misleading because of the game clock. Just as an example, let's say Trails of Cold Steel 4, it's like 160 hours in the actual game, but then the PS5 on the dashboard will say that, 189 hours. And I don't know if it's because, like, when you put the PS5 in rest mode, it registers that, or you go, like, look at the screenshots or the PlayStation Store, it still counts as the game's being played. I'm not too sure, but it's accurate enough, so maybe if you want to subtract 10 hours or so, but, you know, it is what it is. These are all great games. I loved every minute of it, honestly. So let's check out the next page. Your gaming style is role player. You spend 88% of your game in the expansive worlds and immersive narratives of RPGs. Unsurprising. I did play Astrobot. I also played BlazBlue Cross Tag Battle. I played Astro's Playroom, if that counts. I played Grand Blue Fantasy Versus. So yeah, it's mostly RPGs. So good stuff right there. Here's the calendar. This is what I wanted to show you. And also ask some questions as to what some of these things mean. Because it has like gaming sessions. Does that just mean booting up the PS5? Like putting the PS5 in rest mode and then booting up again? I'm not too sure, but I guess this makes sense, an hour a game session. But there were definitely times where I'd play for 3 hours without any breaks or breaks to go to the bathroom, right? So I played 3 games in January. I wonder what the other games are. I mean, obviously we know Trails of Cold. This is Trails of Cold Steel 3. I don't know why it says both of them, because this is the PS5 version, but I played the PS4 version. But okay, January was finishing Trails of Cold Steel 3. February was finishing, or rather playing Trails of Cold Steel 4. Probably not beating it, but starting it at least. March, Trails into Reverie. Again, I was knee-deep in these Trails games, guys. You should know that by now. April, finishing Trails into Reverie. And then after that, after I finished Trails into Reverie, that's when I played the East games. And the first few, East 1, 2, East 6, Oath and Felghana, and then eventually 7. I played all of them on the PC. But I had Origin, Memories of Salsetta, 8, and then I haven't played 9 or 10 yet, but they're all on PS4, PS5. So, okay, here's East Origin. So around that time, like I said, I started the East games after I finished Reverie, and then I must have got to East Origin in May. And yeah, 40 hours, I think that's about how long it took. With East Origin, you get the 3 main protagonists, and they have different play styles, different perspective on the story, and then after you finish them all, you also get the true ending. But if you want to hear more on that, of course I did a review. I did a review of all these games. You just have to look in the playlist and find it. So June, so yeah, May, then we went to June. Yeah, I think after East Origin, I played the Final Fantasy Pixel Remasters. Does it tell me more? Yeah, there's 3 games played. Over here, it says 7 games played. Maybe I played the Final Fantasy Pixel Remasters in June as well, because they're relatively short games, like ranging between 10 and 20 hours. Like when you get to 5 and 6, they're 20, 25 hour long games. But the early ones are pretty short. So I did play the Pixel Remasters, but I must have spent more time with Star Ocean, the second story R. Excellent game. Then, oh, July, Persona 5 Strikers. Again, dude, this game was awesome. But this is the game you need to play Persona 5 first to really appreciate Persona 5 Strikers. But I will dare say Persona 5 Strikers, I enjoyed it more than Persona 5. The only thing Persona 5 and Persona 5 Royal in that case does better is the turn-based combat, because I prefer turn-based over action combat. But the characters, and again, maybe it's because you have to know the characters, you have to play the 150-hour long Persona 5 Royal first to appreciate the characters. But seeing their story continue in Strikers, and then meeting the new characters like Sophia, Ichinose, and Zenkichi, of course. Excellent characters. I love their arcs. So good. Of course, I did a review of that. East Memories of Salsetta. Another awesome game. That was a pretty short game, I guess. 27 hours. Soul Hackers 2. Yes. Which I just uploaded my review of this game. And you see September. That gives you an idea of how far in advance I like to record my videos. But that's so I have a backlog, so I can take some breaks. And if I don't want to record 1 week or whatever. And when it comes to video games, I like to record the reviews right away while it's still fresh in my head. But I don't like to upload video game reviews like every day or even once a week. I like to do them maybe once a month just to stagger them and to try and get a wider audience because, you know, let's face it, most of my subscribers are going to watch this video, but I'm probably not going to get a lot of new views from this particular video. But a video game review will definitely get a wider audience, get people who aren't subscribed and stumble upon it and hopefully will subscribe. But, you know, that's my thought process anyway. Who knows? I think it works from time to time because, you know, Fate's Day Night, that review did really well. There's East 8, Lacrimosa of Donna. I finished this in November, but yeah, I must have started it in October. Yeah, continuing in November, that's when I finished it. And for the past few weeks, ever since I finished East 8, I've been messing around in Grand Blue Fantasy Versus. I haven't finished it quite yet. There's a story mode, but after you finish it, you unlock an epilogue, and there's also side stories for all the characters, as well as the DLC characters. So, like all good fighting games, there's a season pass. I ended up buying the season pass because, you know, they locked Narmaya and Vera and a few of the other hotties behind the season pass, so I caved and bought it. It is what it is. Really fun game. I'm definitely going to do a video on it after I finish it, but I'm just messing around doing the arcade mode, finishing up the stories, trying to get all the trophies. There's a few online trophies. I don't play online, but I'll get all the trophies except the online ones, and then maybe one day I'll buy it online and just run through it real quick. But this has been a great game for me at this particular moment because I'm so busy at work. I can't really play a 100-hour RPG, so I can play a fighting game, do a couple matches in arcade mode, and then continue my rewatch of Yu-Gi-Oh! Which, man, more on that. I'll have to do a video on that after I finish it as well. But let's continue here. This is interesting. What the hell is this? PlayStation Plus, a playlist just for you. Thank you for being... Well, I'm actually not a PlayStation Plus member, but okay. Now keep it going with these specially picked games based on your play profile. Well, it's funny because I own half these games. I own East 8 Monster of Nox, physical copy, so maybe they don't know. I own Scarlet Nexus, which I'm pretty sure I put the disc in and installed it already. I own Tales of Zestiria. Skyrim, I own on the PS3. And who gives a fuck about Souls games and this godforsaken game? But anyway, let's see what's next. Alright, here's my playtime. You know, I've seen... I thought I had some pretty high hours, and I was going to have the asterisk, like, oh, this is the only console I play. I do have a Switch, which the only game I played this year on the Switch was Fate Stay Night, the visual novel. That's like 100 hours. And some PC games, and then Fate Grand Order. You know, I'd love to know how many hours I spent on Fate Grand Order this year, because I played it every day since, I want to say, April or May of this year. So, there's hundreds of hours on that game as well. But, you know, I saw other people post theirs, and they had like 1,600, 2,000 hours, so these are rookie numbers. But I don't care. This is what I do, guys. I don't watch TV. I don't watch sports. You know, I play video games. And I watch, like, movies and anime and stuff like that. So, yeah. And you see, again, what's the play? Is that just turning on the PS5? I don't know what that means. Play sessions. Games played. I play one game at a time and to completion, unless it's a really shitty game. I tried Fate Extella. After I binge-watched the Fate anime series, around the time I played Fate Grand Order, I binge-watched every single series. And I tried playing Fate Extella, played like 2 hours, and it's just not a good game. I'm looking forward to Fate Extra. What are they calling it? Fate Extra Last Record or something, the remake of that. That's turn-based. Looking forward to that. But Fate Extella, that game fucking sucks. My god. They got Emperor Umu in it, but aside from that, I'll have to play Fate Samurai Remnant at some point. I think Fate Extella has a sequel that's marginally better. Here's all the trophies. So I got a couple of platinums. Again, I typically play games to completion. But yeah, if it's doable, I'm going to go for the platinum in every game. You know, the Trails games, they pretty much require 2 playthroughs, especially with the bonding system, because you only get a certain amount of points. And it isn't until New Game Plus where you have unlimited bonding points so you can romance all the girls. And they also have, you got to play on Nightmare and all of them. And then the chest trophies, which I think I got all the chests in Trails of Cold Steel 2, 4, and Reverie. I didn't get them in 1 or 3, but I think because 2, 4, and Reverie are more open-ended, you can go back to areas, whereas 1 and 3 are more on rails, like going to different locations for the field studies. And then going back a ways, I didn't get the chest trophies in Zero or Azure, but I'm going to replay all those games at some point. You better believe it. So, some good stuff right there. Alright, let's see what the next page is. Oh, the trophy milestones. This is pretty cool. So this shows you, like, all the trophies you got throughout the year. I guess the milestone's 1, 10. I think it goes into the hundreds. Okay, so it looks like my first trophy in January was from Trails of Cold Steel 3. raised any 2 characters to Link level 5. I wish I knew which characters they were, but I'm assuming it was Reen and somebody, because Reen's always in the party. Then, scrolling down a bit, we have trophy number 10, also Trails of Cold Steel 3, complete chapter 3. Nice. 25, hot for teacher. Forged a strong bond with Muse. Yes, let's go. Which I had multiple saves for, you know, all these particular romance options just to see all the different scenes and get all the trophies, of course. But I think I eventually chose Elisa as the canon romance for Reen, because that's sort of how they lead you along, like, okay, Reen and Elisa, especially when they reunited at the beginning of Cold Steel 3. But as I played more of the games, especially 4 and then Reverie, really especially 4 and the bonding events, my personal choice for Reen is definitely Emma. But yeah, hot for teacher with Muse, absolutely. Let's see, number 50, this is moving on to Trails of Cold Steel 4 now. The dynamic duo used Russian battle 100 times. It looks like this actually has a screenshot, though, of Yuna attacking. So, was she paired with Muse, it looks like? So, there you go. Then 100, we have Reverie. Oh, wait a minute. Before 100 S-Crash, why does it have the girls in their bikinis? That's one of the daydreams where you go to the beach, and if you have the VR headset, you can do the beach mini games in the VR headset, which I don't have, but I'm just mentioning it because, you know, it's funny. But yeah, there's Muse. She's like, oh, Instructor Reed. And who else? Milia, Altina, and Yuna, of course. Those aren't S-Crafts. Number 200. Yes! Final Fantasy V! Dude, I'll say it again. I've said it a number of times. I did a whole video on it. I think I titled my video, my review of Final Fantasy V, and it's true. Final Fantasy V is the best Final Fantasy game that Final Fantasy fans, quote-unquote, haven't played. And it's true. It is my favorite of the Pixel Remaster games. I like it more than 6. Not everyone will say, oh, Final Fantasy 6 is the best. No, 5 is better than 6. 5 is also better than Final Fantasy 7. It's probably my top 3. My favorite Final Fantasy games, 10, of course, my favorite game of all time, followed by Final Fantasy 8. And then I think I'll put Final Fantasy 5 up there in the top 3. It's so good. And playing the Pixel Remaster, it's fucking amazing. And look at this right here. How does this make any sense? Rookie Treasure Hunter, collect 10% of the treasure chest, and we're fighting Gilgamesh! What the hell, man? The legend, Gilgamesh! But you'll love to see it. Final Fantasy V, so good. Get the Pixel Remasters. I think they're always on sale now. But even if you don't want to buy all 6, you can buy the games individually. And I think the NES ones, 1, 2, and 3, are cheaper than 4, 5, and 6, but they're all great. You got to play them all. Play them in release order, then you can appreciate how good things are. And yeah, 6 is awesome. I love 6 too. But I like 5 more than 6. The job system, the cast of characters, Galuf, another legend, Kryl, and Gilgamesh. Oh, it's so good. Check out my video of Final Fantasy V too. Oh, 300 now. We got Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle versus one on normal difficulty. Yeah, Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle, great game. People say this is like the worst one of the Blaze Blue games. There were 4 other ones before it, 2 on the PS3 and 2 on the PS4. And this is a crossover with the Blaze Blue characters, Under Night and Birth, Persona 4 Arena, and Ruby. And there's other characters from different series like Senran Kagura, Akatsuki Blitzkampf, and a few others. But I really enjoyed this game. The story mode is basically a visual novel with fighting in between. I went back and bought the other 4 Blaze Blue games, and I was going to play them. You know, I mentioned before I started playing Grand Blue Fantasy Versus. That's why I decided to play that game instead. But my PS3 controller is all messed up because I haven't used the PS3 in forever, so it has this nasty drift. I can't even use the controller. I just gotta buy a new one, I guess. So I said, you know, we'll put a hole in the Blaze Blue games, but I will go back to them at some point and experience the Blaze Blue story with the 4 original games. But I really liked Cross Tag Battle. I really do hope they release a Persona 5 arena fighting game at some point, made by Arc System Works, because, you know, there were 2 Persona 4 fighting games, Persona 4 Arena and Persona 4 Arena Ultimax. And not only did they have the Persona 4 characters, but they had some Persona 3 characters, and that continued in Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle, where you had characters like Mitsuru, Akihiko, Aegis, and even a few others. So it'd be cool to get an updated roster with the Persona 5 characters as well. And include everybody. Hell, even include Raidu Kosunoha and some of the SMT characters while you're at it. But anyway, let's see what the next milestone is at 400. Oh, Star Ocean, the second story R. What's this? Proof of having 5 correct predictions at the bunny race. Oh, that's one of the mini games. Why is it showing me like the first town in the game? But yeah, so that's just one of the mini games. Let's scroll down to 500. East Memories of Celceta. Money for something. Amassed 1 million gold. So that's just grinding. Nothing I can't handle. 600. Soul Hackers 2. Complete the 4th floor of someone's Soul Matrix. Oh yeah, continuing the dungeon crawling. And then my most recent one, apparently, from December 11th. Watch RPG mode, cutscene, and gallery mode. Yeah, there's some stupid trophies in Grand Blue Fantasy Versus, which is just that. Or it's like win 1 match or something like that. But then you'll get trophies for completing the RPG mode, as they call it. That's story mode. And I think there's like 7 or 8 chapters. So after you complete each chapter, you'll get a trophy. And then there's the special attacks, like the finishing moves, the Skybound Arts, I think they call them. You gotta do 10 for each of the main characters. That unlocks trophies as well. And obviously some characters are easier to use than others, but I'll cover more of that when I eventually review this game. I'm still playing it. I want to wait till I finish getting all the trophies I want to get, and then I'll record my proper review of that. Probably next year, the beginning of January. So stay tuned for that. I just skipped those other 2 sections because I didn't feel like sharing those particular ones. But that's a wrap. What a year. And I did post this. You could download this, share your summary. I posted this one on Twitter the other day. But we already went through it together, so hope you enjoyed this. If you want to get that code, I saw Zubitech reposted this. Zubitech, his Twitter is a wreck. And he is like, God, who is the #1 PlayStation show? Is it Zubitech? Is it MBG? Is it, hey guys, Dreamcast guy? I promise whatever I do, it will try not to suck. Like, what the fuck is Dreamcast guy's problem? I should have put my webcam on so I could do a derpy face for that, but I don't have time to put the webcam together right now. The 30th anniversary of PlayStation. What is this? The most wanted games? Oh, God. Ghost, that looks like shit. Horizon. Did this game bomb? And Astrobot. That's like the only good game there. I'm going to continue to play my PS4 games and Astrobot. I got to play the free DLC of Astrobot. Which they updated it, you know, they added E from Stellar Blade, and I think they added like Helldivers 2, and most recently they did like a Christmas update, and I saw they added Gex. So I'd like to go back to Astrobot, but the way I like to play games is if I'm going to play Astrobot, I'm going to play it like all in one fell swoop, and then they're going to add more DLC. So I'm going to wait till all the DLC is added and then just play through it all again. So, yeah, definitely looking forward to that. Buy Astro. If you have a PS5 and you haven't bought Astrobot, you gotta buy it. It's like, it is the best exclusive on the PS5, which isn't saying much because there's, what, 5 exclusives on the PS5? And it's on sale all over the place now. It's like $40. So, yeah, pick it up. It's a great game. What a great year. It's wild. Again, it's wild to look back and think, holy shit, I played Trails of Cold Steel 3, 4, and Reverie in 2024. I thought that was back in 2023. Like, it just flies by, man. You know, I thought this video was going to end up being 10 minutes, but there's just so much to talk about, reminiscing on all the games I played throughout this year. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please leave a comment down below with what you thought was the most interesting, and feel free to share your own wrap-up if you went through it yourself. You can see the top of the URL there. Just go to wrapup.playstation.com. And you can enter your PSN, go through your own wrap-up, and it'll tell you all your statistics as well. It's just crazy to look back and see that I actually did play Trails of Cold Steel 3, 4, and Reverie at the start of 2024, because it seems like I played those games so long ago, and it was really only a few months ago, taking into consideration the fact that I finished Reverie in, what, April? So, not that long ago. But excellent games. People are probably going to ask me, like, oh, Kevin, how come you didn't start Trails Through Daybreak yet? And it's like, you know, you get to the end of Reverie, and it's a pretty good bookend for the Trails series at that time. And I gotta say, I am kind of all trailsed out right now. But I do own Daybreak, and I have Daybreak 2 pre-ordered with the limited edition. Definitely looking forward to playing them at some point, but, you know, it's giving me time to reflect and play other games. Dabbling in fighting games of Blaze Blue and Grand Blue Fantasy, and then platformers of Astro's Playroom and Astro Bot. I never would have imagined myself, a guy who plays 100-hour-long JRPGs, playing genres such as that. So, you know, give me a break. Let me take a break from the Trails series for a while, and then when I have like 5 other Trails games to play, I'll go back and binge play them all. But I will do another video going through the Nintendo version of Wrap Up and just basically shilling Fate Stay Night once again, because yes, Fate Stay Night was my personal game of the year, a visual novel. I already did a video explaining that. Feel free to check it out again, and I'll do the Nintendo one just to mention it once more and to see where they differ, like how they break things down, if it's month by month similar to PlayStation. And then I'll of course do like a whole year-end review, talking about everything else and maybe just like a general channel update. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. This is probably going to go up right before Christmas, so Merry Christmas to everybody. I'm not going to do like a whole Merry Christmas update or video like that, so I'll just say it right here. Merry Christmas! We don't say Happy Holidays on this channel, we say Merry Christmas! So thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts, and we will talk to you later. Peace out.
99.